All right, hey everybody, John here out at the Sanctuary Strength. I want to show you one with the Mace that is probably one you're not doing or not doing well, and I think it's the most valuable thing you could possibly do with the Mace to help your shoulders, help your core stay on, keeping your ribs and everything connected in the right position, and like to say anti-sitting, so it's getting us away from this down and forward, especially if we're a thrower or basically any kind of athlete that wants to mobilize, get our shoulders working properly. We want to be able to go up and back basically to really stabilize that shoulder blade, neck, and all that good stuff around the shoulders that needs some love in the mid back as well too. So let me show you this best way to get in position. This is about a 25-pound mace. This is a loadable. I call this the Iron Gata from Become Stronger, by the way. There's some other options out there too, but I like something that does not have a pommel and it has a little thinner handle. I don't like this huge monster handle that's just kind of hard to grip. Doesn't allow for much of natural grip. So I could slide this thing behind my head like this and walk my hands down. It's kind of a nice drill in itself. I could just swing the Gata behind me like that. But what I want to do beforehand is make sure, and I can even go one hand, make sure I can get my elbow pointed up like this in close to my ear. I don't want to be out here putting different stress on my elbows especially, and just not where I want to be in my shoulder and my restorative positions. So I can go here, take some breaths, both hands, just do that as kind of a pre-flight checklist anyways. So again, we're focusing on the pendulum, which is behind the head. So I'll talk to this a little bit and then I'll show you. So from the front angle, I'm just gonna sync both hands. And of course I wanna probably shift my hands between sets or between series of reps when I'm doing some higher rep stuff to get both sides equally work. So I'm gonna start with a little bit more wrist movement here, and then I'm gonna progress to doing more hip. So ideally, there's very little wrist and there's a lot of shifting and a little bit of twisting with the torso. So what I mean by that is that this gets to shift a little bit and twist a little bit off axis, and I'm starting to bring my hips into it a little bit too, but we're really staying in a nice plane. You'll see from the side here, this thing should not hit me in the butt the whole time. For one thing, I should have a long enough Gata that clears my glutes and gets in that nice pocket behind our hamstrings right in here behind the knee, and also doesn't bang our calves. So I'm here in this nice track, like I'm swinging in a hallway basically, and I'm not allowing it to do all kinds of weird stuff or, you know, bash me in the hip kind of stuff. It's not jumping around. So I need to find that balance. And you see from behind what I'm really doing. Again, a little bit of weight shift. Okay, gives you a good idea there. So again, the key pieces there, really keeping my ribs down, able to breathe well diaphragmatically. So through that diaphragm, keeping my head and eyes up, letting my hands, you see when I'm in front of me, my hands, you should not see my hands at all. I should hide my hands behind my head. Should be way back on the base of my neck, on the nape right here. That upper back area, very key part. You see a lot of people swinging very high and they're just trying to do a lot of wrist motion. So remember, it's a combination. The wrists are probably the least involved. It's really a nice combo of that hip shift and a lot of this torso. And you can choose to swing a little bit differently. I can swing a little more strict and focus on, again, more twisting through the shoulders. I'm pretty firm with my lower body, if you can see the difference. But then I can choose to really bring the shoulders and really get a lot of momentum just from that. And I can start to pull, would be the last phase. This pendulum pulls across. And what that's going to lead into is a nice 10-2 position. So this is that root. This is the fundamental piece that's going to give you the most value to the Mace. You got to get good at this behind the back stuff. Last little part that's common is to lose our abs, to leak this tension in order to hold our position. Okay, so keep all that in mind. Remember, that's the pendulum swing. If there's one thing you're gonna do with the Mace, this would be it. And then you can add combos, add complexity into